Hello everybody, my name is BearCozy and today I got a little bit of an account update for you. We're going to run some Void Tower, we're going to do some other things, and what I wanted to do today is I wanted to give you a little bit of an account update. Now right now I am working my way through the Magic Pass. Actually, let's go ahead and claim these two, and I'm really looking forward to the Stardust is really good, the Summoning Crystal is good. I am looking forward to those things, but I'm really looking forward to Mathasia, and she's going to be at level 30 and she's going to be amazing. She is the only reviver in the game right now, and I'm looking forward to not using Rodira anymore. So I got a little bit of work to do, but it's coming along. It's progressing really nice. And of course, if you are in a hurry, you can click the plus button here, and you can just purchase as many levels as you need, and you can get yourself right to level 30 if you wanted to, and we can do that. I can use 1,000 diamonds, and we can just get right to it, grab Mathasia. But I don't need to do that because I know that I will max it out. I'm only 3 days into the Magic Pass. So I am working on that, which is very cool. I'm also completing some of my quests. All of these are done. I got some weekly quests as well. So these are actually coming along really nice. The Gear Charmer is going to help because we do have a Gear Enhancement event coming up. And then we also have a couple of more Gear Charms here as well. And that's going to be really cool. That'll help because those each give 10,000 gear experience. So what I wanted to do today, I want to run some Void Tower. I started it. I forgot all about it. And I stopped here. So what I want to do is, here's the team. And what I want to do is I want to just go ahead and pop it right on multi. And I think let's go ahead and go to floor 50. We're going to do that. And we're going to talk about a little bit about it. Now this is going to be normal Void Tower. We're going to auto replenish with meal coupons. And we're going to get right into it. Here is the team: Brand, Nathalia, Zatlux, and Lunar Melissa. I probably don't need all these guys. They can probably, Nathalia and Zatlux can do it. I just made a video showcase on Zatlux showing off Zatlux. Zatlux is actually able to solo a lot of the first floors. He's able to solo a lot of the mythic content as well, Chapter 7, Chapter 8. Not all of it, of course. Some of the bosses are a little bit tricky, but a lot of it he can solo because he's very good. And I just did a showcase on Zatlux showing not only how good he is, but you can also get him free to play. And of course, if you're free to play or if you're a very low spender like me, you can actually get him from the Covenant. He's pretty easy. The longest thing that takes, I would say, would be the arena. You have to fight 200 arena battles, and that's going to take you about 2 weeks if you keep up with it. And after that, maybe 2.5 weeks, something like that. But it's not too bad. After that, you get yourself a Zatlux, and then what you can actually do to ascend yourself Zatlux, because his ascension actually makes him a lot stronger. He buffs himself with that 15% in attack increase. And what you can actually do after you complete all of the requirements in the Covenant and get yourself Zatlux is start focusing on Endless Trial. And in Endless Trial, you can purchase Awaken Soul Arcanas, and that you can use to ascend your Zatlux. And that's exactly what I've done. I've gotten a lot of Awaken Soul Arcanas because I keep up with my Endless Trials. And right now, my Zatlux is ascended twice. My Nathalia is ascended all the way, and most of those were Awaken Soul Arcanas. And the only reason, I actually still have like 3 Awakened Soul Arcanas left. The only reason Zatlux is not ascended further is because the 3rd ascension will make him faster than Nathalia, which means I have to make my Nathalia faster. And right now, she's not only tuned for Ash Magisteria 12, she's speed tuned. I've been running that pretty well. It's 100% right now, but that will also screw up my arena team. And I want Nathalia going first before Zatlux. The other thing is, Nathalia actually has 268 crit damage, which is very high. So if I make her any faster, I have to drop her attack and put her in speed boots because I don't want to sacrifice crit damage for speed. Picking it back up on floor 21 with just Zatlux, we'll see how much work he does. Zatlux is a beast. I just made a video about him, and I wanted to see, my team was very overgeared or overstaffed, I guess. Zatlux can just clear this whole thing by himself, and that's what makes him really good. And there we go. We have our victory. As you can see, the other 3 slots are totally missing. It's just Zatlux in here. Going into the next floor. Now, these guys can most likely clear, or at least I should say Zatlux and Nathalia can most likely clear all of this Void Tower by themselves. This is common difficulty. This is not hard. And right now, the only reason I don't have Nathalia in here is because she does need a buff to activate her trait. And right now, I don't have her in a guard set. So Nathalia is not in a guard set, so she does need a buff to activate her trait to make her hit all of the enemies, which is really cool. As you know, Nathalia is a single target nuker, but her trait actually allows her to hit multiple enemies, but that does not make her a AoE damage dealer. She is still a single target nuker. And the only reason I bring Brand in is for the buffs. Of course, Brand's got the buffs every single turn he puts up the shield, and that activates Nathalia's trait. So instead of running Zatlux and Nathalia in here and allowing them two to just solo, I could most likely use Evira in here. If I had Valeria, I would love to use Valeria. Evira would definitely work in here. I have an Evira. She is not geared. She's not glyphed. I also have a Sierra, and she is not geared very well at all. So what I end up typically doing, if we finish this, you can see all the spoils. By the way, I definitely like to get all of these spoils, and I like to claim them at the end. And once this is done, I'll split this into 2 different videos. Once this is done, maybe I'll make a guide on how to clear floor 100. I have not gotten very far in hard Void Tower just yet. This rotation, I haven't touched it just yet. I've had some things going on IRL. Last rotation, I made it to floor 40, and I stopped there, ran out of time, and that was a little bit of a push because I'm still fairly early game. But typically, what I like to do is if I go in here and I go to, let's say, floor 50, because we're still working on this. So what I like to do is I like to bring in Brand, and I usually line them up from left to right in order that they go. I like to bring in Brand, Nathalia, Zatlux, and then Antonua, or not Antonua, Lunar Melisa is here for the taunt. Of course, I don't need Lunar Melisa. I could use Antonua. Antonua is actually really, really good. We can go ahead and use Antonua. She's fantastic. Antonua, Evira, Valeria, they're all fantastic in here. And I use Brand not only for the buffs, but primarily for that shield every turn to help Nathalia to activate her trait, because right now Nathalia is my best damage dealer, and I'm really, really glad I ended up building her. When I started out building her, she felt very, very weak, and I was not sure if it was worth it, but over time I kept sticking with it. And she's got, right now, she has 100% crit rate, 37 or 3900 attack, and 268% crit damage. And Zatlux actually has 262, I believe, percent, or 262 crit damage right now. So yeah, Zatlux actually has about 262 crit damage. He is right behind Nathalia, but his necklace actually needs to be leveled. In his ring, he's wearing a crit damage ring, if I remember correctly, and that is only level 12, so there's definitely lots of room to improve him there, probably about another 11%. So we'll see if we can push it over 270. That'll be awesome. So this is usually the team. When I find something that works, I tend to stick with it. I stick in a groove. Once you find a nice groove, you learn how things work. Things tend to work out fairly easy, and you tend to just kind of flow in it. So this is what I do right now. I don't even know if Antonua has gotten a turn, but between Zatlux and Nathalia, they can pretty much solo this. And as you've seen before, Zatlux pretty much can solo this up to probably floor 60 or 70. Then after that, we're going to need a little bit of help. And of course, on the last 5 floors, I like to manual it just to make sure that the stuns land correctly. That I bring in Lunar Melisa, because Lunar Mel is very, very good at locking out the ultimate abilities of the enemy team. And then I tend to manual the stuns just to make sure we don't have any issues, especially with Mathasia in the last couple of floors, making sure that she does not res the enemy team, because that turns very, very bad. But as far as I can tell, right now we have more than enough damage to just plow our way through, and we're going to continue doing that. So once we are done, we're going to claim all our spoils. Right now, I stopped a few times to change the teams out to try Zatlux out solo. I don't think Antonua can solo this. Nathalia definitely can't solo this. If she was in a guard set to provide her that shield every turn, she would be able to solo it. But right now, without the Brand's buffs, she cannot solo this, so I don't try her by herself. But if I bring Brandon Nathalia can definitely do this. And right now, this team is just working out really well. So right now, the only thing that I wish I had in this lineup in my roster here in my team is a red hero like Valeria. That would be amazing. If I had Valeria, that would be absolutely fantastic. But right now, I just cannot pull her. I've pulled multiple copies of Cyrus, and last Magic Pass, I did get myself a Hector, even though I have not built him just yet. So this is the team. I'm going to play around with it. I'm going to continue climbing floors offline, and then what we're going to do is, as the rewards come in, as we end up finishing it, I'm going to split this up to multiple videos, maybe 2 or 3, depending on if people want to see how to clear the last few floors. The biggest comment that I'm seeing is people get stuck on floor 90, floor 95, and they just cannot clear 100. So I'll go through that again, and I'll show that off. And then once we are done, once we climb all the way through 100, we'll go through together, claim all the spoils, we'll do some pulls, and that's going to be really, really cool. If I go ahead and stop this, and we look at the end, let them finish these last two waves. I'm going to stop this on floor 30 here. I'm going to climb a little bit past floor 50 off camera. Then we'll pick it back up again, and we'll talk about the last 10 floors, because typically the first 50 to 70 floors are doable. They're fairly easy in my opinion, but if you're very early game, you might be struggling a little bit. But as you can see, my team is having no problems plowing right through. So I'm going to stop it here. Let's go back and look at the rewards. Let's look at the spoils. And right now, if we look at the rewards, I'm starting to get a nice wall of spoils. Now, as I mentioned before, when we clear 100, which is going to be in the next video, we are going to go through and claim all these together. Then we're going to do some shard pulls. And then, of course, I have an ancient summoning crystal, and I already have 3. When we clear floor 100, we not only get 200 diamonds, which is great. We got a 4-star pumpkin, but we get another ancient summoning crystal. That's going to make it 4, and that's going to be a pretty good summoning video between the ancient summoning crystals and Stardust. I'm going to see if I can find one more ancient summoning crystal for a total of 5. Maybe we can do a 5 pop. That's going to be cool. Maybe out of the 5, we can get ourselves a legendary. But at any rate, even if we get epics, those are still very, very good. There's still lots of epics I don't have, and there are still lots of epics that I could use duplicates for. So epics are good, legendaries are always good as well. And as we clear these together, I'm going to make a guide on how to complete the last maybe floor 90, 95 through 100. I have made another video on how to complete floor 100. I manualed that and I explained what I did, why I did it, and why I used the team that I used. And that got really, really good feedback, which means you are interested in knowing how to clear that, how to deal with floor 100. And floor 100 ends up being all about control, taking it slow, making sure you time your stuns, and making sure you lock out the enemy team. And I use Lunar Melissa because she's very, very good. So right now, I'm going to stop it here, and we are going to pick it back up in the next video. We're going to continue climbing. I am going to run this to floor 50 off camera, and then we're going to continue climbing in the next video. And then what I'll probably do, if we do end up making a video 3, I will go through how to clear floor 95 through 100, and I'll explain everything and why I use the teams that I use. So this is going to do it for now. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Once I unlock this, I'm a little bit behind. Once I unlock normal, which is common, we can go ahead and run hard, and that's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. I have not been able to push hard just yet. I've had some stuff going on, and I haven't got there yet. And in all honesty, I play for fun. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. I do not worry about pushing as hard as I can, because that takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and there's always a new rotation. If you miss it this month, there's going to be another one after that and another one after that. So I am going to cut this video here. That's going to be it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. Leave me a nice comment below. Leave me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.